My name is Tatika and I work at PwC and I'm the Graduate Recruitment Manager there, cross-line of service and for Southern Africa. And I work very closely with Kathy. I've known her for many, many years. And I've been asked to come through today and just to touch a little bit on what Kathy has said, but how we use it in our recruitment strategy and how important data analytics is to give us that sort of guidance and that direction. And to, as it says there, to make informed decisions. And I think it's very, very important that the first point that I need to speak on, or boast rather, is just to say that through SAGIA, PwC has been nominated for various awards and won various awards over the last several years, and these are just the ones that are currently in place. And we're very excited because not only have we won Employer of Choice in the accounting arena, but also overall. And that's very exciting for us because it does mean that we are doing something right. The votes that come in, the students are able to vote. They're not given a list of companies or a list of names. They are literally able to nominate and name people or companies that have really influenced them during their career search. So I am excited, and I just had to put this up there just so it's a little bit of boasting for me. But with all of these lovely awards and nominations comes with a little bit of hard work. And I think, it really does guide our strategy. And it's important that we remain agile and that we use the analytics and the information that we get from SAGIA and from Kathy to inform us of this. So what does it mean to be employer of choice? Simply put, it's where we all want to be, where our organizations, we want to reach that level. That's where we strive to be. And it means that we're simply a great place to work. And that's, I think, a very simplified statement because there are different categories and different characteristics. And I know Kathy touched on a couple such as job security, etc. But I had to bring my phone because there are quite a few. I'm not going to go through them all, but just to name a couple, job security being the first. But it's also empowerment. And our graduates and your young talent that are coming through university, they're the game changers of our future. These are the candidates that are going to take your organization forward. They want to be empowered. They want to be able to take responsibility for their careers. So whilst we can give them the tools, we can give them all this lovely training and development that they ask for, we need to make them feel empowered, but we also need to give them the opportunity to act on that and to take the responsibility for their careers. I know Kathy mentioned training and development. It's obviously a huge, huge decision factor for students. They want to know that they haven't wasted their time at university. They want to know that we are going to have what we call continuous or blended learning. So at PwC, we call it blended learning. And we've had to change. We've had to be agile and adaptable to this young talent that are coming through. So that means not only having classroom style training. They don't want death by PowerPoint. They want conversation. They want online training. And we need to know and understand what they want, and we need to try and marry the two. And that's where the input from Kathy becomes so important. Growth and development in their career. We need to understand what that looks like to a candidate so that when we go to them and we're now saying, hey, we're an employer of choice, what does that mean to them in that space? What does it mean? Do they have a full-term career with us when we are only offering them an 18-month training contract or a 3-year training contract, depending on the firm or the job offer that you're giving them? So you need to understand what that means. Graduates now, and Kathy tells me this all the time, they want meaningful work. They don't want to sit behind a desk. That's not what they're here for. And if you speak and you understand the graduates that are coming through, they want to be the game changers. They want to, we heard this morning in a previous conversation, they want to be the disruptors. So what does that mean to them? What does it mean to us as a firm? And we need to be agile. We need to be adaptable to that. Obviously, in the professional services, it is different. Accountancy at the moment, we've all heard some of the challenges that the accounting area is going through. And what does that mean to us as a firm and to the future talent that are coming through? What does the new future world of work look like for accountants when you look at digital, when you look at AI, when you look at the changes that are happening in the world around us? Again, understand what it means for your firm. Understand what it means for this talent that is coming in, because this is the backbone. This is where you're going forward. So we need to understand that. Um, Again, I'm just very lucky that we've been able to do that, that we've listened to the people we're partnered with, that we have been, honored enough, Kath, to work with you. Right? The candidate experience and keeping ahead of the game. So I'm going to move forward to a couple of slides, but I think the one thing that we need to understand is that this is all interchangeable. None of these things can be siloed, because if you want to be employer of choice, you have to have already done this, the candidate experience, keeping ahead of the game, and it's a continuous loop, it's a circle. You can't separate any of them. All right. So this is Nia. Nia is a complete summary in a lovely little format here on the screen of what the current talent is looking for. This is and this is what you need to understand. Where are they studying? What is it they are looking to do? So Nia, for example, is more than likely going to be studying law, or she's studying accounting, or she's studying professional services. But remember, not everybody here is from professional services. So you're also looking at your art students. But it's important that we know, right, where does Nia want to be? Where is she going? What does she want out of her career? What was important when she decided where she wants to work? Does she have family in Cape Town? Does she want to stay in Joburg? Is she a small town person? Does she want to go, study in Worcester and work in Worcester? I'm not a Worcester lady, but anybody who is, it's a beautiful space. What is happening with social media? Are they looking at LinkedIn, as Kathy said? Is Instagram still a player in that? Does anybody still use Twitter? What are the students looking for, and are we meeting their expectations? Because if we're not, they're going to go somewhere else. If there's a company who's employer of choice and one who's not, if you are not, and you're not working, you're not being deliberate in what you do in your recruitment strategy, they will go elsewhere. Especially when you look at your transformation candidates, your gender equity candidates. So you need to be continuously understanding what these candidates want. It's very, very important. As Kath said earlier, how many candidates are applying in their final year versus their first year? And so if I look at PwC, we are literally recruiting from a grade 12 level. We are already engaging with candidates in grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, doing workshops for them. We can't recruit them at that age, but it's brand awareness, it's CSI. What workshops can we do to inform these young people? Some people are fantastic and they're blessed enough to come from very privileged backgrounds. Some of our candidates are not. And what are we doing to make that impact on society as well? And as an employer of choice, you have to be looking at all these different aspects. You can't silo one or the other. And there is a trend at the moment. Students don't want to sign up in grade 11 or 12 or first year. They want to wait because they know they're passing. They know they're going to be in demand. What are you doing in your company to get them to sign early on and to secure that talent? So Kath mentioned this a little earlier. She was talking about acceptance of first offers and those that are sort of leaving halfway through and they're finding other opportunities. There are different reasons for that, obviously. Candidates who sign in grade 12, they change their mind, which is their right. They don't want to sign anymore in Joburg. They want to move to Durban. You can't accommodate them, or you don't have an office there. Or they've completely changed fields. In the accounting area or in professional services, our acceptance rate is lower than the average, and it's still pretty high. I mean, we're still sitting on 78%, but it is lower than the average, and that is because the competition is incredibly difficult, and we have incredible competitors that we work against. But also our rate of candidates who drop out before they join us is also higher. So you have to look at how that implements your strategy. What relationships have you put in place? What relationships are you building to keep your students engaged, to keep them loyal, to keep them PwC or for your organization? If we look at the recruitment process, 67% have said that is one of their most influential factors. Use the data to look at your competency in your recruitment practice. Continuously measure what you are doing. Look at the stats. And we do this every year. We take the data from Sajia and we use this every year to be agile and be adaptable and completely, sometimes we'll throw something out completely if we need to. but don't be afraid to try new things. And I think it's very, very important that you keep going back. All right. So this is what I said about the candidate experience and keeping ahead of the game. Everything I've said, as I said, it's interchangeable. I could have put this slide first and come back to the stats because it is so interchangeable. So when I look at my strategy for PwC, we look at 4 different sort of main buckets. One is the actual recruitment practice, which Kath, you touched on in the previous slide as well. If you are not good at what you do, if you are not fast, if your turnaround time isn't fast enough, if you are not competent enough, they will go elsewhere. They have applied to several different companies. So how is your recruitment practice meeting their needs? All right. The university and school programs, how much do you engage with your students in the most impactful way? Because it's like speed dating, swipe. That's what graduate recruitment is. You need to make sure that you are engaging with them quick, impactful, and that it makes a difference to them. Draw them in and keep them. Internal programs. It's great if you can go on campus, but the students want to meet people internally. They want to come visit your organization. They want to get an idea of the culture. Do you have a VAC work program? Do you have job shadowing? Do you have welcome days or open days at your organizations? And science student engagement is one of my absolute babies. I believe in this 100%. If you sign a student, what are you doing to keep them with you? Are you bringing them in every year? Are you reaching out? Are you checking on them? Do you have a mentorship program? And all the stats relate to this, and literally underneath all of this is your recruitment team. Is your recruitment team doing a good job? Do you have a striking campaign? Are you agile? Are you measuring the success of what you do? And if I can, because I've just been told I have to finish up now, but find a partner like Sajia who gives you the data to make those informed decisions. Why I'm not going to go to a marketing specialist if I need to go to a dentist. I want the experts in that field, and that is what Sajia is here for. And use the data. It's a toolbox that's there, so make use of it as much as you can. Okay. Very short and sweet, but thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Kathy, thank you. All right.